Go.
Well, I think that it still would have worked without the container, as the foil has the right material for it to fit in.
Okay. Very good answer. Una?
I think why it succeeded is because, like Emma said, because of the envelope and the box. But I also think because of the sticky tape, because it held the box together. But if there wasn't any sticky tape, the box might have opened and the envelope might have ripped because of the concrete, and the egg might have broke.
Very good. Great observation.
I was thinking of that too.
You were thinking of that too, Noah? Yeah. They're important observations. David, did you have any comment on his though? And we'll get back to yours in a moment.
I think it might have worked because, like Una said, but he could have had it. Well, I think maybe because of the bubble wrap inside the
Container? Okay. All right. Alicia, did you have anything you wanted to say? Sit up, please, Lucas. No? Okay. All right, thank you very much. No?
You forgot me.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. How could I possibly forget you? Okay, did you... Well, I would love you to have that out of your hands because you promised me you weren't going to touch it. So, did you have any comment?
You could have had, like, mesh over it in the box, but I think it was really good that he put the box there with sticky tape, because if he had a heavier box, then the metal would have broken.
Okay, so that if it had been a heavy box, maybe a metal box, the egg still would have shattered. So having cardboard absorbed more of the force. Okay. Now, could you sit down, Noah? Thank you very much. Better put your egg back in there so that it's protected. And I would like people to pay attention. David, would you like to come up? And we can leave your egg there. We've seen that it's cracked. Okay. David, would you like to tell us perhaps why you think your wonderful attempt didn't quite work out?
Well, maybe because the balloon was a bit too heavy and the water could have held it a bit heavier, and, well, I could have used the other balloons there to hold it up a bit.
All right, so we could have tied some balloons onto it, which may have slowed it down.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good thought.
So
That might be a second experiment. How many litres of water did you have in there?
well, I don't exactly know, but it started to get heavy and it looked like it was going to pop, which Mum told me to come run and turn off the tap, which I did. And because it was about that big.
Do you think it would have been wise, what we should have perhaps done, who thinks it would have been wise for us to actually have weighed the mass of each of the... Be a good idea, wouldn't it? What could we say, then? I wonder what we could say about the mass of the water, because I'm worried about how much mass, because I noticed you had to put the balloon down because it was too heavy for you to hold up while we did the countdown even. So, what do you think we could say about the mass? Mass meaning how much it weighs. What do you think? Whose might have been the heavier? Which one had the most mass? Why are we saying that one?
Because it probably had more water, because Noah's had no water in it, but David's had water, and the balloon was filled with water plus the egg.
But what did the water actually do? Yes, Noah.
Maybe because the mass of it would have been a bit heavy, and, well, it looked pretty wide when...
It stretched, didn't it? Yeah, okay. Where do you think the egg was in the water? Do you think it was floating?
It was at the bottom.
It was at the bottom. That's interesting. I was wondering if anyone thought about where the egg was.
And it's because...
Yeah, I was wondering if... So it was at the bottom. So perhaps what happened then is that the egg might have hit with very little water around it. do you think?
Maybe,
Or do you think the water might have travelled quicker than the egg?
maybe the water might have travelled quicker than the egg.
We've got a lot of...
Because I felt down the bottom that it was on the point, and I thought, well, that's not going to crack, because Mr. Galvin said maybe if it's on the point it might.
Don't believe everything Mr. Galvin tells you. Okay, because it failed, didn't it? All right. What were you going to say, Lucas? Yep.
I was going to say that I could see the water condensing, which meant to me that I was thinking, oh no, he isn't going to see because it's going to pop. And because how it's water, the water was probably already flying out when it was falling. When it touched the bottom, smack.
Okay. That's some very interesting, very detailed observations. I'm very... Condensing. What did you mean by condensing?
Like, you could just feel the water on the outside and you could see the frost.
Okay. All right. So you noticed that the membrane or the rubber on the balloon had stretched to where it was almost clear, and you could actually think that the water was coming onto the outside.
Well, I blowed it up a little bit a few times.
You had to stretch it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What were you going to say?
But maybe the water stretched it too.
Like, if he would have maybe put like less water in it and put the egg exactly on its point or a little bit to the side, then maybe the water wouldn't have been so heavy, and then it would have gone down quicker. He would have just put a few millimeters in it, and then it would have gone down slower and maybe not pop.
Not a pop. I like the interesting
And it
thing.
wouldn't have been so heavy.
Okay. Anyone else with an observation that they'd like to share? No? All right. Well, we might have to leave it there, but thank you very much for that, because